on out there, guys? Brian here with a Caspa update. I just wanted to cover yesterday. I had a couple comments, very good comments actually. How do I think Caspa is going to go up if I think Bitcoin's going to pull back? Very good, legit question. Okay, if Bitcoin does happen to break out of this level right here where it's at, okay, it could go on a run here, no question. It has to break that 702. All right, if we put a fib on this thing, you can see where that 702 comes in, where it ran into problems here at 43.3. Now, Caspa ended up wicking down a little bit, so I was wrong. All right, it did wick down a hair. I'm going to show you that, but first off, we're going to cover this Bitcoin thing. I do believe Bitcoin's going to break this resistance here. The big thing is if it can break above that 702. If it can't, then I believe this C leg is coming in. Okay, nothing's guaranteed. Nobody knows for sure anything. Okay, I'm just giving my best shot at this thing. So that 702, I believe that is a very crucial area. If it can break above there, then I believe this thing can go higher. Now the RSIs are pointing up. The 4 hour, I mean, it's pointing straight up here. The 8. Well, we'll check the 12. The 12 is just starting. The 8 hour is turning up, and the daily is turning up. Okay, so it looks like it could go on a run here. Now, on the daily, what do we got here? Do we got any bullish or bearish divergence? You know, we got, if we blow this up a little bit, you know, you can see right here, you know, lower highs on the RSI. You know, you don't want to see that, obviously, but this could blow right up through there and make a higher high. Everybody knows I'm looking for Bitcoin to head to 48, and then the big question is what happens after it hits this zone up here. You know, that's the big thing. Does the new bull run start? I hope so. Believe me, nobody knows for sure. That's the thing. And if we go out on a weekly here and look at this thing, it's getting very, very close to them levels. All right, I believe it's going to get up there. Could it do this ABC? Absolutely, it could. All right, it has to break that level, that 43.3 area, that 702. If it breaks above there, then it's probably heading to this 48. I was hoping it would just slow down a little bit and give these altcoins time to run. You know, on the weekly, we got bearish divergence here. The monthly, still heading up, okay, but that weekly, that's the one that kind of, you know, it could spin right back up though. The weekly does that all the time. Right here, look at it. It was at the top, turned bearish, turned right back up. Okay, over here during the bull run, it did that. It swung down here. It was just a correction, ABC down. Then it had that blow off top there, and then it flipped over again. You know, the monthly, that's the one, you know, where you really want to get your sell signals from. I believe, in my opinion, is the monthly. Okay, it seems to be pretty accurate. You don't get your monthlies up there very often. You can see here this was a bull run, this was a retracement, this was a bull run. You know, so is this a bull run or a retracement? You know, regardless, next year, you know, we're in December, almost Christmas. And I believe next year we're going to start our bull run. So if it starts early, that's fantastic. We got the Dow Jones just doing absolutely crazy things, setting new highs. It's only up, barely up at all today, 37,305. It's up 0.66 points. No big deal, but making big moves, setting new all-time highs. So we'll see what happens. And we got the Bitcoin ETF coming. You know, it could you know, it could spark a new bull run. You need volume though. You know, if you look down here on a monthly, not much volume coming in there. All right, it's for 31,000 Bitcoin. You know, in a bull run or even in the start of one. You know, back here, of course, Bitcoin was a lot cheaper, right? The start of this one, you're looking at $11,000. I remember, like I said, you guys have heard this, in the fall of that year, after the Bitcoin halving happened in April, COVID, I remember COVID and crypto. In April, the halving happened, and then, you know, it was a steady run up from there, and then in the fall, it just really started ripping, you know. But that halving, and look what happened until the halving, you know, kind of just went sideways here. back in October, November, December. You know, you got to look back on history and see what happened to, you know, compare it kind of, you know. In January, it ended up being a green month in January. So, and you can see the resistance line right here, you know, that it ended up breaking out of. See it down through here? All them tops, resistance, resistance, resistance. And then COVID crash right here, and then we finally had the breakout, and the bull run started. But the breakout came, you had February, March, there's the Bitcoin halving, and it started up. So we have the halving coming up in April here, so we'll see what happens. I really hope. I really, really do, man. I just want to see everybody make money. Everybody that watches my channel, I just want to see you make money. That's the bottom line, okay? I don't give a crap. I really don't about views. I really don't. Quite honestly, I love getting the views. It's fun. It really is. It's exciting, and I enjoy it. I love people. I like to be. I really get mad at myself when I'm wrong. When I called this bottom yesterday at 10.2, it ended up wicking down here to 9.5, or actually, yeah, 9.5. All right, so I apologize. I totally believe that's a bottom. That's a 786 pullback. All right, this thing isn't going to pull down any harder. It's not. Me personally, my opinion. I believe in my heart, you know, saying this, that it is not going any lower. That 9.5. If you watched yesterday's video, you know, I should have just pulled it up for this one. I said it was odd that it didn't come back and retest this breakout area, that it stopped up here at 10.2. And sure enough, right after I did that video, a couple hours later, it did it. It wicked down, retested this breakout back here, and it's been bouncing up ever since. Okay, I totally believe that that this thing is going to bounce, especially with Bitcoin just about to break here. Let's get it on there. Just about to break this resistance. If we went on a smaller chart, like a 4-hour, look at this. It's just starting to poke its head above there, and that resistance line. Just got to get it just tweaked just right on there, you know, probably right about there. It's just starting to break out of there. All right, so keep this number in mind, guys. That 702 fib is just super, super important, okay? Has to take this area out, 43.4. All right, if it does, I believe Bitcoin's going to head higher. Even the break of this wedge, you know, you measure this wedge and look at the fake out to the downside. You know, traps a bunch of people. You got a bunch of people sold down there. Look at the volume down here, big red candle, and then it runs right back up. You know, they had that, all them RSIs were on the floor. The daily, you know, I covered this yesterday, the daily on the floor. I called it bottom on Caspa because I believed Bitcoin was going to have a run up here. Okay, that's why I called the bottom on it. And sure enough, Bitcoin is getting the run up. But then I thought it would hit that 702 and have that C leg down here. We'll see what happens. If it takes out 43.4, then the thing's heading higher. Okay, if it gets up there, it gets rejected, then it's going to have that C leg down. But that's why I called the bottom on Caspa. I knew Bitcoin was going to head up here, and that's why I called it. So let's take a look at Caspa and see what's going on here. All right, first off, I got a really good story here. Kaspa gets forked twice, and some exciting news. All right, this just came out today. Kaspa gets forked twice, and exiting news. There have been some recent new rumor that is fairly interesting, as well as 2 forks. And rather than drop some small posts, I thought I would combine them into one. If you found it useful, please let me know in the comment section. This is written by Medium, medium.com, Daniel Jensen. He's the one that wrote this article, so let's check it out. Kaspa has been the new hottest crypto in crypto mining in the last couple of months, and has been pretty crazy. It has entered a bit of a renaissance, and I would argue that this is to a very large extent thanks to Kaspa. And as with most popular crypto projects, there are always people who are looking to build on the shoulder of giants or forge the iron is hot, or mix of the two. Where the 2 new Kaspa forks, Carlson, KLS, and the more recent Pyron, PYI. Why Carlson has been out for some time, and like its parent Caspa also has been become popular to mine. Pyron is far newer, but just like its older sibling, it is looking like it will be a popular among miners. So you might want to check Pyron out. But let us take a closer look to see what they are doing differently compared to their parent Caspa. Carlson, they call a good old switcheroo, as in they have swapped out the SHA-256, the secure hash algorithm part, and went ahead and replaced it with Blake 3 as its hashing algorithm. I have no idea what that means. They are also claiming that they are ASIC resistant. This means ASIC will not be able to mine it. Instead, they are focusing on GPU miners. There are also a few other differences, like how Carlson has implemented a monthly decrease in block rewards, and they go down through the differences. But I'm not going to create an account. Well, no, I'm not going to. If you want to read the rest of the article, guys, you can go over there. But pretty awesome. Yeah, they're talking about the two forks in the KLS and PYI. Casper gets forked twice. The exciting news. I guess you'll have to go over there to read what he has for exciting news. But them two forks are pretty big. You might want to check out that Pyron. If they're teaming up with Caspa, could be something big. All right. Over here at the wallets, 350,000. Here we go for the last 24 hours. Indigo -1 whale. Okay. So we had a whale there last 24 hours. Looks like took some profits, but within the last 1 hour, we have gained one back. So that's pretty cool. For the 30 days, we're -7. We have 225 whales total in there. All right, so pretty decent sized whale count. +1 humpback the last 7 days too. So that's probably where that -1 whale probably went into a humpback. Probably stacked some Caspa here at the bottom. Look at this, within the last 1 hour, stacked up and getting ready for a run here. Here's the oops, sorry about that. Here, check out these. Look at this mobile. This thing just came into the top. Oh, ranked number 1. I'm in the top 200. Helium Mobile. Might want to check the market cap, $500 million. All right, that's getting a little high, but could be an opportunity in there. I don't know what this is, but might want to check it out. The top 100. There we go. STX, block stacks. Love that. Injective still running. Bonks down. It should be. The thing's run like crazy. ICP's down there. There's FET doing a little bit there. I did a video on FET, kind of expecting it to run up to that 68 and have an ABC. We'll see what happens. It hit the 68 right there. I just did a video on it yesterday. All right, so far getting rejected off that 68. We'll see what happens with it, but if you're interested, you can go watch that. I think it's doing an ABC. It looks like it, but can't break that 68 cents. So anyway, let's move over here to the charts, guys, and get to look at this thing. On a daily, we have a green candle now. All right, you can see the pullback to that 786. If we go out here, all right, there's our price chart. Okay, number one, let's pull this down to where that wicked down to. It's kind of crazy I said that, and a couple hours later, it's funny it didn't come back and retest the breakout. There it is. 2 hours later, it did it. I call the bottom up here. I'm sorry. I called a bottom at 10.2 and went to 9.5, so I apologize. I was wrong. We ended up wicking down here. Now, look at this. The daily RSI's reset. It's at a 39. It's oversold. But this bottomed out. Okay, the 12-hour oversold. It's at a 35 on the bottom. All right, the 8-hour oversold. It's at a 35 on the bottom, and the 4-hour oversold heading up. It's at a 38. Okay, so you can see this thing. It bottomed. It's on its way up. Okay, the first area to take out 11.5. All right, and then we're going to come up against that 13.5 that we've been dealing with here. Okay, that 13.5 area. If we can break through there, that would be fantastic. Okay, and if we take a bigger look, let's take a look here. Let's put a fib on this whole thing. All right, I measured that ABC out right here, AB, and I pulled it down Bitcoin. It looked like a bottom right there. It looked like that bottom was in. I apologize. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was wrong. I missed it by what did I miss it by? Measure it out. I don't know. Go from there. 6% roughly. So I apologize, guys. But we got a green daily candle. That weekly, the weekly RSI, I believe this thing's going to flip back up. Okay, I really do. In my opinion, not financial advice, you can see the regular RSI starting to curve and turn back up. Okay, I believe this top one, I believe that's probably going to do the same thing. I truly do. I believe this thing's going to make another run again, especially with all these RSIs reset. And if Bitcoin makes a run, that's obviously going to help everything. Okay, we got that 12-hour green candle. Everything's at the bottom. I would put a line, right down through here, just like that. Okay, any breakout of this resistance here, first off, take out 11.5, then we're going to come into this resistance line. All right, break up through there, then watch for this area here at 13.5. And if we take out that, we could be heading for a new all-time high. I'm not saying we're going to get a new all-time high, but if we start taking these levels out, we have double this up, so it's very visible. All right, that's a very important level, that 11.5. Okay, we need to take that back first. But Caspa is looking good. All the RSIs are reset. It looks like Bitcoin wants to run, so we'll see what happens here. Keep an eye on that level I told you about with Bitcoin. Oh, it's already starting to run here, it looks like. Let's see. Which one did it? Yeah, there it goes. It's starting to now. All right, 43,000. Call it 43,400. 43,400, 43,500. Right in that level. If it takes that out, okay, then this rally's just starting to go higher right now. And forget the ABC. You can see it hit the 702 right here. All right, if we zoom in on this, that's where it got rejected. Right here, that's 702 level, right through here. So we're going to put a line there. If Bitcoin can break that, I truly believe this thing's going to head higher. Then the ABC's out. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I apologize. Missed that bottom by a little bit, but congratulations, everybody. I think some of the despair and it always sucks when your coin's going down, but I think we're in for a little bit of a run here. We'll see how it turns out. Have a great day, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe.